Greetings, Sun with Nepenthe here. In this video, we're going to be talking about liquid oxygen and liquid oxygen equipment. Liquid oxygen, or LOX as it is commonly referred to, is nearly pure oxygen stored under pressure. This pressure renders the oxygen into a liquid state, which is extremely cold, just under negative 297 degrees Fahrenheit. The pressurized nature of LOX equipment and its extreme temperature poses several safety concerns which will be addressed in this training. Oxygen in all its forms is an accelerant, meaning it will accelerate the combustion rate of any combustible material. To put it simply, LOX makes things burn much faster and hotter and can even cause some items that we don't normally think of as flammable to combust. For this reason, the storage and transportation of LOX is highly regulated. Open flames of any kind should be kept a minimum of 25 feet from any LOX equipment at all times, but especially during fill procedures.
Because of its extremely cold temperature under pressure, LOX can and will burn clothing and skin. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, should be worn at all times during the following fill procedure. There are 4 types of PPE to be used: gloves, cryo apron, eye protection, and ear protection. The gloves, apron, and eye covers are to protect hands, forearms, bodies, and face from LOX splashes or spills. LOX is so cold that most people will not feel it touch their skin at first. It is not until later that pain and scars will be noticeable. The ear protection is to shield one from the high-pitched noise created during LOX transfer. LOX is stored under pressure, anywhere from 15 to 20 psi or pounds per square inch. This pressure can create high-pitched squealing noises. Let's have a look at some of the more common types of LOX equipment. This is a liquid oxygen portable, or LOX port for short. Here we have the C1000 from Puritan Bennett, one of the most commonly used LOX ports and an industry standard. The C1000 has simple and easy to use controls. Along the top is a weight-based contents gauge, along with a male attachment port for cannulas. To use the contents gauge, lift up on the unit by the strap closest to the gauge. The weight of the stored LOX will move the arrow, showing you approximately how full the unit is currently. In the front is a basic dial with settings from 0.25 liters per minute, or LPMs, up to 6 LPMs. To use, simply turn the dial to the prescribed liter flow, and oxygen in its gaseous form will begin to flow from the port on top. Along the back is the pressure valve handle. This handle should only ever be used during the fill procedure or as part of troubleshooting the unit. On the bottom of the unit is the blue metal female filling valve and small pressure valve. Never turn the unit upside down to inspect it. This could cause LOX to be released from the pressure valve. If you need to inspect the bottom of a portable, lift it above your head to view. Another common model used by Nepenthe is the stroller by Care Incorporated. It has a digital fill gauge, and the liter flow dial is along the top of the unit, but otherwise it functions very similarly to the C1000. Here is a liquid oxygen storage base, or LOX base. These are often simply referred to as bases, cans, or milk cans for short. This is the Helios Universal Reservoir, also from Puritan Bennett. It is an L45 model, meaning it can hold up to 45 liters of liquid oxygen. Along the top and the center is the blue metal male filling valve. To the right of it is the release handle, and to the front of the unit is the fill gauge. To check how full the base is, simply press the blue button and see how many lights are illuminated. The more lights lit up, the more LOX is present. There are many other models of LOX bases, such as the Companion Base from Puritan Bennett and the Liberator from Care Incorporated. As you can see, there are some minor differences in layout, but all are very similar in design. Most lock spaces will be compatible with most LOX portables, but there are a few exceptions. Before you begin the fill process, make sure to don all the required PPE. Using a dry, lint-free cloth, do a quick wipe down of the filling valves on the lock space and LOX port, making sure not to tip the portable more than a few degrees. This removes any moisture from the filling valves and prevents the units from freezing up and sticking to one another. Line up the filling valves and using both hands, press the LOX port firmly down onto the base. While maintaining pressure on the portable with one hand, pull down on the pressure valve handle. This will create a loud hissing noise as pressure is released, allowing the unit to fill with liquid O2. About 20 to 30 seconds into the fill process, quickly close and reopen the pressure valve handle. This prevents the pressure valve from freezing up during the fill. Fill times should take anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes for an empty unit. Less time if the unit is partially filled or was filled and then emptied recently. As the unit reaches its capacity, billows of white mist will begin to be released from the pressure valve and a sputtering sound will be heard. Close the valve handle, then pull up on the portable strap with one hand while pressing quickly and firmly down on the release handle on the base unit. You should expect the portable unit to slowly leak small amounts of white vapor for a short period of time after the fill is complete. It may also make a slight hissing or buzzing sound as the pressurized tank inside adapts to the presence of the LOX. The transfer of the LOX through the filling valves renders them very cold for 20 to 30 minutes after the fill. The extremely cold metal attracts condensation in the form of ice crystals. Direct skin to metal contact should be avoided during this time. When filling 2 or more LOX ports back to back, be sure to rotate which base you are using with each fill. This helps prevent the filling valves from freezing together and causing the LOX port to become stuck to the base. If you need to fill from a base that was recently used, be sure to use a lint-free towel to remove all frozen condensation from the base's filling valve before using it again.
The amount of time it takes a LOX portable to be depleted of its contents is dependent upon many factors, chiefly the liter flow of the patient. A convenient duration guide is present on many of Nepenthe's C1000 LOX ports. 2 liters per minute is the most common liter flow prescribed today, so on average, a full C1000 will last around 7.7 hours. Many other factors, including temperature, humidity, and patient breath rate, will affect these times as well, so be sure to pay close attention to each patient's portable throughout the day. Liquid O2 is a valuable commodity and is costly to transport and store. Simple conservation techniques can dramatically reduce the amount of LOX needed for patient care. There are 3 basic things you can do to conserve. Number 1. Fill LOX portables close to when they will be used. LOX units bleed out their contents even when not in active use. Only fill portables when they will be in use and attempt to fill them as close to the time as they will be needed as possible. Number 2. Only utilize portables when patients are away from their rooms. When a resident is in their room, they should be returned to their oxygen concentrator whenever possible. Number 3. When not in use, turn off portables. When a unit is not being actively used by a patient, turn the liter flow dial to 0. This is not a complete guard against liquid oxygen loss, but it will dramatically slow it down.
The reverse is also true for patients on liquid bases in their room. When not in active use, turn the flow off at the regulator.
The dangers of liquid oxygen are not to be minimized. But with the proper safety procedures and equipment, it is easy and relatively safe to use, both for patients and caregivers. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.